Have you ever had one of those moments where you just kind of drop into the zone? That moment where like the world drops away and you're doing whatever you're doing and you're focused and you are just whatever challenge you're facing, whatever you're trying to accomplish, it just seems to start happening automatically. Like everything is working in your favor and the world is vibrating and everything is going so incredibly well for you. I have. And in fact, I've kind of chased those experiences in lots of things that I've done throughout my life. And I'm learning that so many of the world's top performers absolutely have done that exact same thing too. They've focused on how can I go after that peak experience, that moment of being in the zone, and how can I develop my skills and take on challenges that consistently lead me into those places. And by doing that, they've ended up achieving so much more, because in that moment, when you put yourself in the zone, when you drop into the zone, you are able to achieve so much greater things. You have access to these capabilities within yourself that push you to the limits of your productive capability. And by productive, I don't just mean output of a lot of work, but productive in the sense of doing your absolute best. And so when you hear about great athletes and their achievements, so often it's tied to these moments where they drop into the zone, where they drop into the flow. And when you hear about great musicians and they're playing these incredible performances, I was just watching a live stream of Yo-Yo Ma playing cello, and you could tell that as he was playing the different parts of the songs, he was just feeling the music with incredible power and just incredible, he was absolutely in the zone. And so many great artists, when they're creating their art, they do the exact same thing. And for me, when I sit down and I'm really cranking and my content is coming out, my whether it's a breakthrough marketing secrets issue, whether it's recording a video, whether it's writing a piece of sales copy, when I really just drop into that space, it's always so much more powerful. And the output, whatever that output ends up being, it ends up connecting with people on this level that's just unparalleled, right? So I actually developed an interest in flow from a really young age. When I started playing hockey, I started playing defense, and I would get into these situations where I would see the whole play starting to come at me, and somebody on a breakaway coming at me one-on-one, and I would start skating. I'd speed up really quick, and then I'd flip around, so I'm backwards, face to face with the person who I'm defending against, and they're stick handling the puck coming at me, and I'm just open. I have my stick in this hand, and I'm just kind of open, and I'm watching their body and getting a sense of their body. And I learned from a coach to watch the chest, because people can lead with their head in any direction, but they can't lead with their chest without actually moving there. And so I learned to watch the chest, and I watched this space, and I would just be completely open. And then just it was the world would drop away. It didn't matter what was going on around me. It was just me and this person. And I would just have this moment where, okay, now, and I would swing my stick and I would smack the puck away and I would break it up. And actually, I learned later on as an adult, I actually played hockey for a while, and they were tracking all these stats for us, and it was great. And one of the stats that they tracked was shots on goal. And I saw at the end of the season that our goalie, and this was a season where we actually won the city championship, our goalie had 20% less shots on goal against him than any other goalie in the league. And it was incredible, because it was just an affirmation of what I'd known all this time, that when I dropped into that space, I was so incredibly effective at breaking up the play and preventing shots on goal. And then later on in life, I learned to DJ, and when I would get into the zone, in front of this club full of people, or this party full of people, and I would just be feeling the music, everything would just line up, and all my mixes would be smooth. I played electronic music, so you have to get the beat to line up perfectly, and this was with vinyl, and so you really had to control the speed and everything. And because I understood my music catalog, I could select records that would flow smoothly into each other, and musically would sound great together, and all of this stuff. And it all came from being able to tap into the flow experience. And even now, like I write copy or I'm creating this video or I write an email or whatever, I'm always looking for dropping into the flow experience, because I know when I do that, the output of whatever I'm doing, the results of whatever I'm doing are going to be so much better. And I've recently been going through the Nightingale Conant program of Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi's Flow, which this is actually available through Audible as like an audiobook, right? I've included a link in the description for you. So I've been going through that program, and like Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, he has completely studied flow experiences, peak experiences, and recognized that like it's not just athletics or art. Like this happens at work all the time, and it can be assembly lines, it can be people who are surgeons, it can be writers, it can be whoever. Like we all have access to these states and capabilities as human beings, and we get more access by cultivating it. And he's spent pretty much his entire career studying these flow experiences, and he has identified that there's actually 8 things that line up, 8 elements of flow. Like these things come together, and once they're true, you drop into this flow state. And when you can do that, the output is often just absolutely incredible. And it doesn't matter like what you're doing. Again, like there are assembly line workers who are able to drop into this state and are able to just improve their performance on the assembly line and get incredible joy also out of this like putting together something on an assembly line. Or it could be a creative work. It could be creating your business. It could be creating offers. It could be speaking with customers. It could be involved in sales. It could be whatever it is, right? So when you can drop into that, and the more you can drop into that, the better you will do. And it comes from lining up these 8 elements of flow. So I'm going to go through them really quickly with a breakdown. And I would strongly encourage you to check out that program if you have more interest in this. So number 1, complete concentration on the task. So of course you have to be in a situation. It's hard to get into a flow state if you're not able to concentrate. So the moment you are able to just focus your attention on the task, it opens you up to this possibility of flow. Clarity of goals and reward in mind, and immediate feedback. So you have a specific goal. It doesn't have to be like a physical reward. It can be an emotional reward, and immediate feedback. So you know what needs to happen, and you get the feedback whether you're on the right track or not. So he often cites this idea that like surgeons in the moment, they can watch as they are making an incision, and if blood starts to fill the cavity, they know that they've not their surgery is not going right. So they're getting this constant immediate feedback that as long as the cavity remains free of blood, like it's everything is happening correctly. And the same thing can happen like in terms of writing, like or in terms of any creative process. Like the more that you can get this immediate feedback, this sense that things are going right, things are not going right, then you can start to drop into that flow state. Now, what ends up happening as this is going on is time starts to transform. It can be that time seems to speed up, like you're working and suddenly you look up and it's like 6 hours later and you say, where did that time go? Or if you're in this moment, like when I was playing hockey, time would basically slow down. Time would almost stop. And so I'd be able to watch this player coming at me, and it was almost as if it was in slow motion. And I would be able to just know exactly when I needed to swing my stick to knock the puck away. And it was because of this sense of time distortion. The experience has to be intrinsically rewarding. So you have to, like, if you want to get in flow state as a writer, you have to enjoy writing. If you want to get in flow state, having conversations with people and selling, you need to enjoy having conversations. If it's sports, you have to enjoy it. Like if it's not intrinsically rewarding to you, then it's not going to get you into a flow state. There's balance between challenge and, I skipped one, but I'll do this one first. There's a balance between challenge and skills. So that is, if the task at hand is too difficult, it's very hard to get into a flow state. If it's too easy, it's hard to get into a flow state. It's that moment where your challenge meets or your skills meet the challenge, where your skills and capabilities are just at the point where you believe you can succeed, but you might not. And those are the experiences that are inherently way more rewarding. And that's why, like sports, for example, like you don't know, you can be great and not know if on any given play you are going to succeed. And so that moment where the challenge that you're facing meets your skills and capabilities, that's where you can find flow. Now, when you drop into this flow state, again, effortlessness and ease become your experience. So even though it is a challenging task at hand, you actually recognize that, okay, this is it feels easy. It feels effortless because like I have the capabilities and I'm taking it on. And you go into this space where it feels effortless, even though it's difficult. Actions and awareness are merged, losing self-conscious rumination. So most of us spend most of our lives with like the monkey mind chattering away and like all this self-doubt and internal self-criticism and worrying about what others think of us and all of that. But when you move into this flow state, you have less of that. And I think that especially for somebody who's creative, that is such an opportunity for you, whether you're creating advertising or creating art or whatever. That's such an opportunity for you because you when you are not concerned about how other people are judging you, you're able to live out the fullness of your expression. And when you are living out the fullness of your expression, you are then able to create something that is unique and compelling and that will resonate because of its uniqueness and compellingness. And then finally, there's a feeling of control over the task. So if you feel out of control, it's hard to stay in flow state. But if you do feel in control over the task, you're going to end up feeling like you are able to maintain that flow state even longer. So again, those are the 8 elements of flow at work and life: complete concentration on the task, clarity of goals and reward in mind, and immediate feedback, transformation of time, speeding up or slowing down. The experience is intrinsically rewarding. It feels effortless and easy. There's a balance between challenge and skills. Actions and awareness are merged, losing self-conscious rumination, and there's a feeling of control over the task. And when those things are lining up, like it's that things are lining up and coming together. It's like, obviously some of those seem to happen beforehand or set up as conditions, and some of them seem to happen afterwards as the experience, but all of those things come together and you have this experience of flow. And this is true across cultures. This is true of human beings all over the place. It's true across applications. So it's true in athletics. It's true in art. It's true in business and work. It's true all over the place, right? And the more that you can cultivate this, the more enjoyable your life will be, and the more that you'll be able to perform in the areas that are important to you. So again, I've included a link to the Nightingale Conant program, as well as some other work by Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. I would love to hear your comments. I'd love to get your feedback. Comment here with what you think. You can also like the video so that the magical algorithms of the internet will give you more content like this, and we'll share this content with more people like you who may get value out of it as well. And if you do know somebody who would find value out of this, you can also share it directly with them and subscribe. You can follow me here. You can also go to breakthroughmarketingsecrets.com to get my Monday through Friday emails, articles, videos about marketing, copywriting, selling, business building, entrepreneurship, personal development, and more. So with that, my name is Roy Furr. This has been a video issue of Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. I hope you've gotten a lot of value here, and I hope that you can experience a flow state soon. I look forward to seeing you again in your next video. I'll see you soon. Bye.